Hello everyone, this is Crota giving you part 3 of a replay between Poker Off Kaz and Mouse Hasu here on Lost Temple. Now, just trying to catch up between this game, we now have Stalkers just running rampant through the base here. So Poker Off Kaz now going to start to lose his production building. Poker Off Kaz had a very, very large lead and a very large economy lead going into part 2 of this replay. But in part 3, really just brilliant Psystorm use by Hasu has given him the advantage. Now we see that Zealots are just joining in on this fight as well. Marauders and Marines coming back home to try to repair some of that damage. However, we do see a lot of High Templars in this War Prism. And as soon as this War Prism drops those High Templars, yeah, those Marauders and Marines know not to engage. That's going to be a very, very bad fight there. And now using this choke point against them. So these High Templars just dropping that Psystorm, and it's just raining on them and even hitting that medevac as well. So continuing to fight, more and more Psystorm coming in, units coming in from the north side as well. And Poker Off Kaz, however, able to hold off this attack, but losing a lot of units in the process. So wow, Poker Off Kaz now down to a couple Marines and Marauders, now down to a 2,000 mineral army versus Hasu's 2675, and Hasu still has a pretty strong economy going, sitting with 79 harvesters. And taking a look at this, Hasu just still has a ton of idle workers just sitting around over here not doing anything at all. If he tried to have them join in on a fight, he would perhaps be able to even clear out this north expansion. We now see Marines and Marauders moving out once again with that medevac support. Marauders and Marines upgraded 2-1, and that is it. Stalkers now being blinking in from this high ground, and now trying to take down this orbital command. Command center will get taken down, and now trying to pull away at just the last moment, able to blink onto that high ground. Will that High Templar get off at any Psystorm? That's the key question. No, taken down too quickly, and now taking down one of those medevacs. So the medevac's getting feedbacked as well, and now with 3 Psystorm, or three High Templars able to cast Psystorm, these units over here on the low ground are going to be very much exposed. We now see 1 missile turret in this position as well, and now we do see once again Zealots now being dropped into this location here. War Prism able to just get Zealots into this base, and now this Marine and Marauder army, even though it is a very, very mobile army, unable to deal with the Zealots and the War Prisms that are just able to drop units all over the map. So more units may be dropping in here from just a moment. Still has some High Templars and some Stalkers over here. As soon as these Marauders and Marines are engaging over here, I believe Hasu will try to engage back here and just attacking at multiple locations at once. One of these mules not really doing anything as this fight continues. Another Psystorm cast once again, perhaps one more. There we go. And more of these Marauders and Marines just getting shot down. Zealots trying to charge, however, getting slowed down by those Marauders with that concussive shell. Down goes another group of units there. Stalkers now pushing in against to try to take down more of those Marauders. And now Stalkers blinking in, able to shoot that medevac out of the sky. And army-wise, we now have Hasu with double the army size compared to Poker Off Kaz. Stalkers now blinking over here onto this low ground, trying to take down this one orbital command. Orbital command now being repaired by these SCVs here. Not using auto repair though, so these Stalkers now able to engage here. And now as these Stalkers start picking off some of these SCVs here, more Marines and Marauders need to make the long trek over from the main base. So this main base does have this group does have 1 ghost, and that ghost will be able to get off 1 EMP shockwave, and that is it. Stalkers now trying to come in to engage. We do have some High Templars coming in from the back. Are we going to get a Psystorm? There we go. 1 Psystorm hitting, almost taking down that ghost. Ghost down to 18 hit points. And now we have 1 Archon currently being merged. Stalker now coming in to engage to perhaps try to pull some of that aggro, and now that Archon doing that psionic wave damage, 43 damage per splash attack, able to rip through this Bile army very carefully. However, Marauders and now able to use that concussive shells and take down that last Archon there. So army-wise, 2350 versus 3225. Harvester count 86 with 800 minerals mined per minute versus 400 at this stage. Hasu now fully saturated on this north location that only has 7 mineral patches, and this 1 mineral patch getting a lot of probe love over here. And once again, we now have Stalkers and Archons continuing to engage here. Another Psystorm causing a lot of these units to move back and forth. More Zealots now being warped in onto this low ground. More High Templars dropping in that Psystorm, and so much Psystorm just taking down so many of these Marauders very carefully. Now we do see some Archons here. Archons now pushing through, and now we have these Marauders trying to pull back at the very last moment. Another Stalker blink closing in on that distance. Army is now down to 850 versus 3225. 1 planetary fortress here. Wouldn't be very smart to engage against it, as that planetary fortress has very, very thick armor, 3 armor, and able to deal splash damage against these Archons. But Poker Off Kaz says GG. So a great game here on Lost Temple at Protoss versus Terran. Poker Off Kaz doing a great job in the early portions of the game. Throughout the first 15 minutes of the game, he had such an economic lead. You can take a look at the losses. And the losses for Kaz was 51,000 in terms of resources lost compared to the 37,000 for Mouse Hasu. So Hasu, using a smaller army and using that Side Storm very effectively, was able to just tear apart and rain on the parade of this million-man Marine Marauder Ghost Medevac army. Thanks for watching. Thanks for listening. I hope you guys enjoyed this 1v1 replay between Poker Off Kaz and Mouse Hasu. Stay tuned for games for the game 2 in this series.